We start things, as always, talking Oklahoma State Cowboy Basketball with head coach Mike Boynton. So if February is going to be a great month, a month in which you make a run, what has to happen?
Well, we have to play consistently much better on the offensive end. Last week we went to A&M and we played with a little bit of juice. We had 22 assists on 27 field goals, and you feel like maybe we're starting to figure things out. And then 48 hours turn around, and I think we only had 9 assists in the game against Kansas. So our ball movement wasn't nearly as good. We didn't get as many easy baskets in transition. So we have to figure it out from a consistency standpoint on the offensive end, because quite honestly, our defense has been pretty good. It hasn't been stellar, but for the most part, it's been pretty good. We executed the game plan. Doka Azubuike only didn't even attempt a field goal in the first half of the game against us, and got Dotson in foul trouble. We just couldn't capitalize on the offensive end.
You were talking about the ball movement and some of the things happening offensively. Is it a matter of spacing, screening action, dealing with different styles of defense, different types of personnel? I mean, what sort of helps fix that?
Well, a lot of things goes into it. First, you have to play with a certain level of confidence. I mean, we missed some pretty good looks early in the game, which doesn't help our team right now. We're pretty fragile mentally. But then also, you got to execute your screening actions better. You got to cut a little bit harder. And then you got to take advantage of opportunities when you have them in transition. We had a few opportunities in transition that we didn't capitalize on. And then when you don't get those, you didn't labor in the half court. So we got to find a better fluidity throughout the roster. And then certainly we got to have our veteran guys lead us a little bit better.
You were talking about the play on defense and the fact you've been pleased with it. How pleased have you been with the fact that you've had to sort of go back and forth playing zone, playing man, based on situations, based on who you're playing? How do you feel that's gone? Because, again, the defensive numbers are good, but you've had to do different things to sort of adapt to situations.
Yeah, I feel like that's just part of a season. As you get into it, you try to figure out what's going to give you the best chance to win on a particular night. Zone's been pretty good for this team for the most part. Even though a team may have made a few threes, those are the shots that we're going to live with in most cases, because we knew, especially versus Kansas, that they could really hurt us in the paint with Dotson and Azubuike. So the threes they made, we need to contest better, but we feel like this team has really got comfortable knowing where they're supposed to be from a defensive standpoint in zone. And then our man-to-man defense has been pretty solid as well, taking teams out, making it difficult on them to run their offense. So we find a pretty good mix defensively, but again, the key goes back to we have to find some consistency on the offensive end.
I don't want to put too much burden on a single guy by any stretch of the imagination, but is there an X-factor guy in February, a guy who maybe takes a leap? Is it Isaac Likely, who continues to work his way back into form? Is it Yorane? Is there an X-factor guy that might really matter if you make a run? Or I'm sure it's collective, but is there one that might matter a lot?
Yeah, I'll say this. For the most part, we're going to be our best when we have a lot of guys contributing.
Okay.
That was very obvious in the Texas A&M game. I think we had 4 or 5 guys in double figures.
It's 6, actually.
6 guys in double figures. But yours a big key to us just because he gives us somebody that we know we can throw the ball inside to. Everyone else is pretty much a perimeter player. Cam can do some damage inside, but most of the time he's playing against guys much taller, maybe a little bit stronger than he is. And so we got to find certain matchups for him inside. And then we got to take advantage of Ice's ability to shoot over his guy inside the paint a little bit more. But, yeah, it's a collective deal. Yours certainly a big key to it because he gives us the best opportunity to play inside out.
So next up, it's Bedlam and Norman, first round of Bedlam. And Oklahoma, a team that has some size and length. So how do you feel about the matchup?
I really don't worry about them as much as I worry about us and where we are mentally. It's a big game for us, certainly. I don't take this matchup lightly at all. I've always told our guys this game won't give us an extra win. It won't cost us an extra loss. But it means more to play against your rival, to make sure you got the right mindset, knowing it means a little bit more to our fans. They have a very versatile team. They can switch a lot of things on the defensive end and keep you in front. We've got to continue to try to emphasize playing with great pace offensively, getting easy baskets in transition. And then, again, we got to try to get Yor to get going early and give us an opportunity to play inside out once we get in the half court.
Stay with us. Casey Kendrick sits down with Jim Littell to talk Cowboy basketball when we continue in a moment.